excuse the mess behind me. This is our spare room and I'm in the process of trying to clean it or organize it somewhat. Our house is only 3 bedrooms and we're having a bit of trouble with the girls sharing a room right at this minute, so we're thinking about splitting them up. We'll see. But anyway, today's video is a pregnancy video. So baby number 4, yay! And I am 16 weeks and 1 day. So I was 16 weeks yesterday, which was Sunday, and the reason it's taken this long to start uploading the videos is because I actually haven't filmed any vlogs before this for the 4th pregnancy. I found out very early on because we were trying, and it was kind of a secret until 12 weeks, and I was 12 weeks on Christmas Day, so then we had all the hustle bustle of Christmas and New Year's, and then everyone got sick in the house and the sickness is just gone completely. So 16 weeks. 16 weeks. I have 16 weeks to update on because I haven't done any at all. I should have been filming them each week anyway and just uploaded them late, but we've just been so busy, it's ridiculous. You got some water? So the first 12 weeks I had a lot of sickness, morning sickness, no actual vomiting, although there was 1 or 2 days where I would have had there been anything in my stomach, I think, but I didn't. So just a lot of the nauseous feeling, but that stopped sort of just before 12 weeks actually, and I started feeling, and I was just generally very tired. Yep, so that's a lot of what happened in the first 12 weeks. Also, I popped out like instantly. I took about 3 tests before I got a positive one in that first week. Like, it was too early to be taking them, but I was all excited and bleh. And Jason was telling me, it's alright, you are pregnant, don't worry about the test, just leave it. And so I ended up waiting and finally got a positive test. So my due date is July 9th. Yay, clever. So yeah, I popped out like straight away, and I figured it was just my body remembering, because it hasn't been long since this one and it's baby number 4 now. So, but early on I was really convinced that I was having twins, not just from the size of my tummy, I just felt inside that I was having twins. So when I went for my ultrasound, my 12-week ultrasound, which was actually 2 days before I was 14 weeks, when I went for that, I said to the guy, are you sure there's not a second one? And then he said, no, definitely only one. And I was really convinced that there was going to be 2. Yes. But yeah, obviously I knew when my last cycle was, and I knew the day of conception, so I had my dates all the way through. So when I went in and saw my midwife, I said, by my count, this is what it is. And when she said, well, I need to send you for a scan before 14 weeks. So we just got into that just on time, and he said my dates were exactly what I had said. So we're keeping my due date. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then so that was up to 12 to 14 weeks. In the last 2 weeks I've been having a bunch of acne, which is frustrating. I don't wear makeup and stuff, so I often don't get a lot of spots on my face, but the last 2 weeks I've been having heaps. Here, you want these? Look. I think I hear Michael Jackson. Something similar. And I went with my old midwife who delivered Zyla. She lives in Katikati. She's like a 40-minute drive from me, and I mean, I live in Kerikeri, she lives in Tauranga, so she's about a 40-minute drive from me, and then at the moment she's seeing a lot of clients out the other side, so I asked her to recommend someone in Kerikeri. So I've just met the new midwife. I met her on Friday. She came around to visit us at home and check for a heartbeat, well, for me to listen to the heartbeat, and actually she couldn't find it, and so she's going, oh, it's okay, don't worry, don't be nervous. And I wasn't worried at all, because I feel like I would know if something was wrong, but she kept on reassuring me. And because the other midwife now, she felt it when I went to see her at 13 weeks. She not felt it, she picked it up with her little Doppler thing. So I had heard it previously, and also in the last 2 weeks I've sort of started feeling little bits and pieces. She was going, I can't find the heartbeat, but don't panic, and she could feel my stomach, and she was saying, you know what, it feels like the growth is perfectly on time, you know, right on key, and with the Doppler she could kind of hear a little bit of movement every now and then, so she wasn't worried, and I definitely wasn't worried. And then she ended up coming back again today, Monday, just to double check. So the midwife came back this morning just to have another go. I'd say more reassurance. She said it was reassurance for me, but I'd say it's a bit more for her, because like I said, I wasn't worried at all. And it took her a very long time, but she did finally pick up the heartbeat. And so her reasoning is that she believes I have a posterior placenta, or the placenta is posterior, so it's on the front, so she's trying to hear the heartbeat through the placenta, and that's why it's so hard. What are you doing? What are you doing? Which makes a lot of sense, and also would make sense as to why I popped out so fast and look further along than I should. So yeah, we heard the heartbeat and everything sounds good, and I've been feeling, especially in the last 2 or 3 days, I've been feeling little bits and pieces since Friday actually. So she didn't hear the heartbeat on Friday, but like I say, I wasn't worried, and then after she left I started feeling flutters fairly regularly, you know, like, I don't know, a few times a day. So that's slowly been picking up. Yeah, so excuse me, I've been so hungry. So hungry this time around, and I think at the start I wasn't eating enough, so even if there were twins to begin with, it's probably likely that one may have consumed the other. Because she said to me, the midwife said to me, that if I felt that strongly that I was carrying twins, that it was most likely reality, and that something just happened at the start or early on. Yeah, so not really a lot going on for symptoms. Jason said it looks like my boobs are filling out a bit. I've always had big boobs, so it's hard for me to tell. I know they do get bigger whenever you're pregnant, but they're just in the way all the time anyway, so I try not to take too much notice of them. The acne is pretty much the biggest symptom that I've had. I'm crashing in the afternoons. That could just be due to having 3 young children and just being tired, chasing them around all day. Or it could be a pregnancy symptom. I'm still able to sleep on my tummy, which is nice. I appreciate that as long as I can. Well, I was speaking with the midwife. She specialises in home births, which is something that I've been interested in. Always. Like, I even thought about it with my first, but decided against it. And with the other 2, we were just we were in rentals. We're still in a rental now, but they were just random rentals. At least this place has a little bit of significance. So I have been thinking about it, but I'm not 100% sure yet. We've still got 20 plus weeks to decide on that one, but Jason made the point that, woo, that going to the birthing unit. Oh yes? Yeah? Okay. Jason made the point that going to the birthing unit, you get to stay there free for 3 nights. Oh. So are you talking over me? Are you? So I could have 1, 2 or even 3 nights to myself if I wanted to. I stayed there. How rude. I stayed there all 3 nights with Ariel, but I only stayed 1 night with Zyla. So we stayed there and took complete advantage of the controlled temperature. So Lilia was born in Tauranga at the hospital. They didn't have the birthing unit when she was around. And then excuse me, no choking. No choking. No. No choking. No. 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 And then we moved to Hamilton. Ariel was born in Hamilton, so she was born at River Ridge, which is one of the birthing units there. Beautiful, beautiful place. Amazing food. And then we came back to Karikari when I was 7 months pregnant with Zyla, so she was born at Bethlehem. So we have Lilia conceived in Taupō and born in Tauranga. Ariel conceived in Tauranga and born in Hamilton. Zyla conceived in Hamilton and born in Bethlehem. And then Zyla conceived in Karikari, and I'm so tempted to go to the Waihi birthing centre just to continue the tradition of somewhere new every time. I also have had a different midwife every time. With Lilia we had a midwife in Tauranga, and I didn't like her at all. She was nice right up until the birth, and then no good for a first time mum. And so then I switched after her because I didn't like her, and I ended up with a friend. But then we moved to Hamilton, so I had to swap midwives. And I had a really lovely lady in Hamilton, and so I started again with her when I was pregnant with Zyla. But then we moved back to Karikari, so I had to switch again and ended back with the friend. And now, like I said, she's handed me on, so I have a midwife a lot closer. And this midwife has recommended the Waihi birthing unit. She's going to take me down there to check it out because she says it's beautiful. And I'm sure it is. The Bethlehem one is too, but she also said that at the Bethlehem one I birthed Zyla in the pool, but it wasn't a pool, it's a bath. It's one of those corner triangle baths, and it was nice, and it was what I wanted, but it is very small, well, shallow. So if you're on your knees, then your bum's just about coming out of the water, and you have to have baby completely underwater, otherwise, like, it's got to be completely under or completely out. You can't sort of be in between. Whereas at Waihi, supposedly they have the big deep pools like the hospitals, so that would be a lot better. And also when I went in with Zyla to Bethlehem, I'm a half an hour drive from Bethlehem, so, well, 20 minutes if you're lucky, if the traffic's nice, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning, so it was really closer to 20 minutes. But my dad was living in Auckland, and my other 2 were asleep because it was 2 o'clock in the morning, so I had to ring him and wait for him to come here before I could leave to go to the birthing unit. And when my midwife rang them, they said, well, we won't hold the room. There was 1 room left, and we won't hold it unless we know she's on her way. So for that 2 hours, someone else could have taken that last room while I was waiting for my dad to get here, because it's actually very busy in there, being the only birthing unit in Tauranga. Waihi's not as big, so I probably have a lot more chance of getting in there. Yes! But I suppose at the time I could swing either way. Ooh, and a downside to that is that, because at the moment I'm a half an hour minimum from the hospital in Tauranga, so if I was heading 20 minutes that way to Waihi, then that makes me closer to an hour away if anything did go wrong. This chatterbox, I don't know if you can hear anything I'm saying, but I'm sure this is turning out to be a very long video now. So what I will do is wrap it up and blah 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 blah. Mwah. Wrap it up, do a belly shot, and hopefully have another video up in a little under a week for my 17 week. Oh, and before I go, I'll just say, slob everywhere, that we have my next midwife appointment booked for February the 9th, which is in 3 weeks. So they see you every 4 weeks to start with, and then towards the end it's like you're doing that on purpose. Then towards the end it gets to be every 2 weeks, and then the last month it's every week. And if you go overdue, then I think they see you every day or whatnot. So alright, so yeah, in 3 weeks time I have another midwife appointment, and then I'll be 19 weeks, and then I'll be going for my 20-week scan, which at this point I have no intention of finding out the gender. I suppose it could change before then, but at the moment my chances with 3 girls already, as everyone keeps telling me, the more you have of one gender, the more likely you are to just keep going. So supposedly at the moment my chances are that it's a girl. So I think that I will not find out as much for the surprise as for the fact that I would like to stay in quiet denial and cross my fingers for a boy. Alright, say bye. 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 Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Say bye. Alright, belly shot. I don't know how close we are. There's with my shirt on and my shirt up. So I feel like I look a lot further on, but that might just be my own perception. Hey, yay, clap, clap, bye, say bye people, bye, 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 bye. Oh, snuggles. Alright, see you.